Welcome back, YouTube. Hope all y'all had a really good Christmas and got to spend time with your families. I had a pretty good Christmas myself. Got a new vise. Misty got me a new bench vise for Christmas as the old one broke. So, before we get started, I just want to say thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, drop me a comment. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That being said, let's get into today's video. I announced, I don't know, a week or two ago, I guess, we're going to start building a Sportster drag bike so we can give it away. Today I'm looking at swing arm options. Okay, if you guys are wanting to buy, or let's say stretch a stock swing arm on a Harley, be mindful that, hopefully you guys can see this here, there's a cutout or indentation here to clear the pulley, and for a drive belt drive Sportsters. And I can't remember the exact years, but some of you probably know better than I do. At one point the Sportsters were chain driven, and ideally, if you want to go 6, 8, 10 inches over on your swing arm, you're going to want to buy, there's two different ways to do this. You can buy an older chain-driven swing arm, and I'm trying to remember the year that they went to belt drive. I really can't remember, but basically, they didn't have this divot in the side of the swing arm, so you could cut clear back to here, wherever it starts to turn, and you could add all that to your other swing arm. With this problem here, what you've got, and honestly, if I wanted to build a 10 over, if I wanted to put a 10 over bike, I could technically still do it with this, but what you would have is you would have two of these on the same side, and it would actually only be about, if you cut off, if you actually cut off this part, like say right here, to get rid of these holes. Now, what I intend to do is most likely, I'm going to spec out some solid blocks of steel that'll slip inside here, back into this on the other arm. Of course, this is the donor that I'm going to cut this off of. And you can see where it's pressed down, where they just kind of crimped it or smashed it or stamped it, something, I don't know. If I had a second arm, a second donor arm, so a total of 3 swing arms, which I don't have. I actually gave one of them to Perry up in Ohio. He's working on a Sportster for a guy up there and wanted to do the same thing, so I gave him one of my arms, which, hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done that, but there's several different ways of doing this. I can leave this portion on the swing arm, okay, and by the time you get a solid block of steel in there and I weld around this and then I weld the seam, it's not going anywhere. An eyesore, yeah, it probably would be a little bit of an eyesore, but I could also take and tack a piece of, or weld a piece of sheet metal in there on the outside and buff that down smooth, and I mean, you wouldn't really know it. So I think what I'm going to do, without having to buy yet another swing arm, which I could probably come up with one fairly easily. That's really bulged at the bottom there. That way you have a nice long piece on this side to do, you know. So if I bought another swing arm, I'd have a nice long straight piece I could cut. Working with what I already have, if I cut this piece off and add it directly to the back, I can do a 4-inch. I can do a 4-inch stretch on that swing arm, which would wouldn't hurt. It would definitely help, but I can't help but think. Actually, that I don't know. Once you guys tell me what you'd like to see, like I said, I can always get another swing arm. They're not hard to come by. I can get one from my guy over there in Lexington, John Bain. So either way, I have to make mill down some steel blocks to slip inside. But I mean, if you're going to stretch it, you know, I might do a 4-inch on it, and I've got a brand new lowering strap. So I don't know how much of this makes sense, but when you use these things, are typically for a stock wheelbase bike. But if you're just slightly stretched, it still applies. What it does is it limits the travel of the front end of the bike, and it helps prevent wheelies. Trust me when I tell you, these things are really torquey, and they do like to lift the front wheel. So I may go with the 4-inch stretch on this arm, because I can basically do that without spending any more money on that part of the project. I'll still have to buy a longer chain, but either way, I'm gonna have to do that anyway. I didn't really care for the quality of that chain that came with that sprocket chain conversion kit anyway. I got, let's see, it is, it's laying around here somewhere. Here we go. There's some extra Sportster parts. So basically what I got, stop button, that. Okay. So brake bolts. This is the chain that came off of my bike, and I have maybe 30 passes on it, and you guys can see it was not the EK drag chain that I like to run on my bikes, and this bike will definitely get an EK drag chain in place of this, so I already have to buy a new chain. Of course, I still have this chain guard here that I can easily stretch by adding, you know, a longer piece to this right here, so that's no big deal. Also, I have a template. I use that TC Brothers sprocket cover that's on my OG bike. I can just use it. It's going to be off of there anyway. I can get a piece of aluminum, excuse me, and use it as a template to make one for this giveaway bike. So it'll have an aftermarket sprocket cover on it. You guys remember from recent videos, I do have this cut down cam cover. Okay, Just needs a little bit of touch up, a little clean up, spiff it up a little bit. So I'm going to incorporate a lot of the weight savings stuff that I was doing to this bike. Probably take it a step further, to be honest with you. But this is a start. I need to get an arm done, so I got to cut these. I got to cut these shock mounts off because we're going to utilize the ones that are on the arm currently, so it doesn't change the geometry of the shocks too bad. I don't know. Actually, those lowering links won't work anymore, so I'll just have to buy a slightly shorter set of shocks for it, which I've got to buy shocks anyway. I don't have any, so I have to cut these lugs off of these two pieces to use this, and add those to the back of the arm that's already there. Basically, you just put a piece of all thread in between the two halves of the swing arm with washers and nuts to kind of lock it in square where you want it. Measure it front to, or pivot point back, square it up, tack it in. It's not a big deal. If you guys want to see how that's done, I will be glad to document that. Let me know in the comments. Just a little sneak peek. I'm kind of stalled on the OG, waiting for wheel spacers to be made for it. So I'm going to start working on some of these giveaway bike sub-assemblies and getting some of this work done. Hope you guys follow along. Hope you get involved in the process. Tell me what you want to see, how you want it to be. Definitely subscribe if you want a chance to enter this bike. So that'll be eligible to all subscribers in the lower 48 states. Unfortunately, I can't ship the bike overseas. So you're going to have to be an American citizen in the lower 48 to win this bike. So that being said, keep an eye out. We're going to be hitting this thing a little bit hard here soon. And like I said, I'm just kind of gathering stuff up and organizing and seeing what I got, what I need. I need quite a bit, but we're going to get started on this rolling chassis. I think I'm going to go with the spoke wheel that I was running on the OG bike. I could lace up a new black rim on it, maybe an aluminum rim, make it lighter. Probably could lace up a 17-inch rim on that wheel. That way we could run a better tire on it. Your options are a lot better with a 17-inch tire than they are 16. So I could get a 140 or 150 Shinko tire put on it, a 17-inch tire. Actually, a 140 I think was the common for those narrower rims anyway. But I can lace up a new aluminum rim on that to help shave some weight off of it, which I think would be pretty cool. Because if we end up with a stock front wheel, we can essentially do the same thing with that. We can lace up a, let's see, those are 21-inch wheels. We could go to a, we could go down to a 19. We could go to a, we could even lace up a 17 on the front. But those are kind of skinny, and I don't know what tires are. I have checked the tire availability. Anyway, give me some ideas, guys. Let me know what you think. I think that's all we got for today. Again, I want to say thanks. Don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Have a good one.